Hello beautiful people. In this video I'll give you a brief overview of Operation W.I.N.T.E.R, the event that starts December 18th, 2020. We'll talk about the prizes, how you participate, and tips and tricks on how to survive the event. Then I'll go over a rank 3 lineup for all the major nations. Hope you enjoy. If you take a quick look at the prizes, there are planes, tanks and naval vehicles. Besides the vehicle prizes, you can also win camouflages for the vehicles, collectible pin-up decals and weapons decorations. Whenever you win a vehicle of rank 2 and 3, you'll get access to both the vehicle and the camouflages right away, while the vehicles for rank 5 to 7 will be available as coupons. And after January 15th, 2021, you can sell those coupons on the marketplace if you wish to do so. And here you can see how many stars you need in order to earn each of the prizes in the event. Next, let's try a look at how you earn each star individually. Let's start with earning a star whenever you are controlling an aircraft. Now the most important thing, and I will say this a lot in this video, your vehicle needs to be rank 3 or higher in order to be able to earn a star in the first place. Sometimes you can be mistaken of what rank your aircraft actually is. So it's not enough to look at the BR itself, because it can fluctuate whether it's rank 2 or rank 3 for instance. It would be a shame to have 2 or 3 really good matches just to find out that you're actually controlling a rank 2 vehicle and not rank 3. You need to destroy 40 enemies in AB, 20 in RB and 14 in SB. And of course you can track progress of your individual stars, but we'll talk about that later. Then you need to win 9 battles with an activity of 60% or higher. Now if you're doing this in ARB, which I don't suggest that you do, it's not really that big of a deal to earn 60%. But let's say if you're in a high altitude bomber and you're really not doing anything and you maybe not even get a chance to drop your bombs before it gets shut down, then you're in jeopardy of not really getting 60% of activity. Drop 10 tons of bomb TNT on enemy bases in total. If you're going after this star, I would suggest that you'll use one of the medium bombers that are very fast. That way you just dive towards a bomb target, a bomber base, and get out of there fast again. You would be wasting a lot of time if you chose a high level, slow, long range bomber. And chances are sometimes, especially when it gets competitive in an event like this, that people don't respect whenever you have marked a target, so when you finally get over targets, it will be often just gone already. Especially because both attack aircraft and fighters are sometimes able to carry enough bombs in order to destroy a base by themselves. And sadly, players in general are not going to be polite about it, and they're just going to not announce and just go ahead and kill a base if they're capable of doing so. Destroy 12 enemies in one battle, 4 in RB, 2 in SB. Now for this star, I would definitely suggest that you only use planes you're comfortable with and know how they handle. Otherwise you're just wasting time in Air RB if you want to go after this star. And of course those are kills that you get credit for completely, so assists does not help on this star. Help allies 10 times to destroy enemy vehicles. And what they mean here is basically assists, kill assists. Now in order to obtain a kill assist, you'll need at least a critical damage on an enemy aircraft. So if you just hit a lot and get a few points and silver lines for it, it's not enough. You need at least 1 critical hit and destroying or disabling a component on an aircraft in order for you to be counted as an assist. if you also go for the 10 tons of bomb TNT on bases, this is a way you can sometimes also get assists while flying a bomb aircraft, with just getting assist on planes attacking your bomb aircraft. Let's move on to the tank star, and you get a star whilst controlling a ground vehicle rank 3 or higher. And once again, be really sure that your tank is actually rank 3. A typical example is when you look at your favorite lineup from any country. So you're gunning for your favorite rank 3 lineup, where most of the vehicles are in rank 3. But for some reason, and you didn't realize that, 3 out of the 4 vehicles are ranked 3, while the last is actually ranked 2. So there's a disconnect between the vehicle's actual BR and the rank it sits in, and it's something you need to check before you make your lineup. Because if that last vehicle that is ranked 2 happens to be your favorite one and you score the most kills with it, those kills in that vehicle will not count towards the stars, no matter if all the other vehicles are actually ranked 3. The first task is destroy 50 enemies. And that means vehicle destroyed. Assist does not count towards this star, it counts towards another star. Otherwise it's pretty self-explanatory. And 50 sounds like a lot, and it is. So again, definitely use your favorite lineup and favorite tanks for this. Win 11 battles with an activity over 70% or higher. Now in general this is to avoid any people just sitting behind at the base AFKing and still earning a star, and that is completely understandable. Now the danger here is if you want to sit with a cup of coffee and want to use a tank destroyer sniping people. In that case, sometimes if you only get 1 or 2 kills, that might not be enough to get to 70%. So in order to get to 70%, you need to be a little more active. Even just keeping your vehicles on the move will count towards the activity. So maybe help capture a point, then move to a favorite spot and start sniping people, and hopefully that should be enough to get you to 70%. But otherwise just play as you normally would, and hopefully that should be enough. But you can check that by looking at your percentages after each battle to see what your average is. Capture 15 points in ground battles whilst controlling a ground vehicle or helicopter. And again, this is pretty self-explanatory. Now if you're playing the Axis, as in Germany or Italy or Japan, I do have an issue with this particular star. And that issue is called R3. You are going to be extremely frustrated with this point and playing an Axis in general doing an event like this, and it's mainly because of this star. You'll over and over see people spawning in R3s, rushing towards the first point or the second point, get the capture point, and then J out and leaving the battle. Leaving the team crippled, and suddenly you're losing 4 or 5 people after a minute or 2. And that of course also means that you'll have issues winning the previous star where you need to win 11 battles, just because of people's behavior trying to get the 15 capture points, because frankly they don't give a crap about you. And an event like this clearly indicates the problem with R3 is to be in rank 5 or even higher. It has no place in rank 3 at all. So sadly, don't be surprised to see 3 to 6 R3s at the start of each match. And then after a minute or 2 you hit the tab key to look at the score screen. You see 4 out of the 6 R3s are gone and the players have left the match. Meaning that you potentially already lost that match, destroying any chance of your team to actually get a star for a battle win. Destroy 12 enemies in one battle, 6 in RB, 6 in SB. I of course don't know how your regular battle goes. I mean, sometimes I can get out of it with 1 or 2 or 3 kills depending on my activity and how I feel. Other times I can get an ace or multiple aces. It's really just from battle to battle. You never know what you're getting into, but that's part of the charm of this game in my opinion. Now there's something I want to say though about those 6 kills in RB. This star is probably the most important one, as in why you should never earn stars in air RB, only in ground RB. The only reason you should earn a star in air RB is to drop 10 tons of bomb TNT on enemy bases in total. Everything you do in air RB other than dropping the 10 tons of bombs can be done whilst controlling a plane in ground RB. The only caveat is that if you look at the win battle one, now if you end up in a plane in ground RB and the match ends, you will count towards the win in the pilot star, not the tanker star. And of course every kill and every assist you get while controlling a plane in ground RB counts towards the pilot star, not the tanker star. And in my opinion it's also more effective, since often whenever you're playing air RB, you end up sitting waiting several minutes for anything to happen, just to be shot down again if you're unlucky, and then you have to requeue, while if you fly whilst doing ground RB, you'll also get tank skills first, and then maybe a win, so it doesn't really matter that much if you get shot down, and it's easier to get a plane kill in ground RB than in air RB in my opinion. And again, if you know what you're doing, you also have a chance to spawn in multiple aircraft in ground RB, while you only can spawn in a single aircraft in air RB. Help allies 25 times to destroy enemy vehicles. This star should not be an issue to get really. The way you get an assist is if you get a critical hit on a tank. That should be enough. You need to destroy a component in the tank or kill a crew member. That should count as an assist. One thing to note, spotting assists called intelligence do not count towards these assists. You really need to get a hit on him, not just spotting with the binos. Now when it comes to the sailor star, I'm afraid I don't have any ideas at all, because personally I do not care about sailing or using naval vessels at all in War Thunder. So I'm going to put a big fat red cross on the sailor star. Of course you want to be able to track your progress with the stars you're earning, and this is how we do it. You just go to a profile, you click achievements, and then just pick the battle pass season, just an example, because it's not active yet for the winter event. And here you'll see, it'll tell you exactly how far you are, how many kills you need in order to obtain the next star. And it works exactly the same way for the winter event. Here's a couple of survival tips how I have survived previous events just like this one. Don't get stressed over earning stars. Play ground RB battles as you normally would. Stars will be earned in a steady pace. Don't check your star progress after every game, especially if you've had a bunch of bad games in a row. Looking at star progress or the lack thereof will only freak you out and make you more anxious. Remember to take breaks, don't force yourself. Taking small or bigger breaks here and there will actually improve your gameplay, not make it worse. And in my opinion the biggest one, remember to have fun, it's just a game. Well, who am I kidding? This is more important than life itself. Go for it. Do or die. Get all the vehicles or you are loser. First we have my suggestion for the US lineup. It's basically 5.3 with a 4.7 anti-aircraft vehicle and a 4.7 plane. The F4U has 4 20mm cannons and almost 1000 rounds of ammo, so plenty of ammo to be strafing tanks with. However, you do not have access to rockets nor bombs. Next you have Britain, again mainly a 5.3 lineup, sprinkled in with a heavy tank sitting at 4.7 and an anti-aircraft sitting at 3.7. Alternatively, you can use a 4.3 anti-aircraft vehicle. That one has a 40mm Bofors cannon, but not very many rounds available for it, and it's not very effective for its role. Plane wise, I'm using the Sea Fury sitting at 5.3, and this is the only plane who gets access to the XXX rockets. The plane can also be equipped with regular RP3 rockets and has 4 20mm cannons. Next up is Russia, also having a very powerful 5.3 lineup. Here we have a T-34-85, IS-1 as a heavy tank, Su-6 sitting at 5.0 as a cast plane, KV-85 also a heavy tank, and ending with the ZSU-37 sitting at 4.3. Last but not least, we have the German lineup, and for some reason this lineup is the only one that is purely 5.3. First we have the Osman-2 anti-aircraft vehicle. If you don't agree or like the Osman-2, you can easily switch it out with the ever popular Wirbelwind that sits at 3.7. With the Wirbelwind you won't be as effective if you have to use the vehicle as a tank destroyer, but otherwise you are perfectly able to kill everything in the sky. Next we have a Panther D, and again we now have the advantage of a BR change. It used to sit at 5.7, now it's 5.3, and the vehicle is going to help you out a lot in this lineup and for this event. Next we have a very powerful tank destroyer, the Panzer IV 70, very hard to kill with a very effective gun. Last vehicle is the Tiger H1, also very effective, but don't get too overconfident in it, it will just get you killed. My plane pick for this lineup is the Me-410B. Now this ME is equipped with two 30mm cannons. The two 30mm cannons can be equipped with HVAP ammunition, and those will have an armor penetration of 85mm at 500 meters. Very deadly to both tanks and planes. So these are my suggestions for lineups for the winter event. They're basically all 5.3, sprinkled in with some lower tier vehicles here and there. If you choose to participate in the event, the best of luck, and I hope you'll get some vehicles out of it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with my choices in the comment section. Or of course a single like or dislike will also suffice. But I prefer a like. I have added some links in the video description if you want to support the channels in other ways than just watching the video. Thank you for watching. Until next time, have a good one.